Thank you so much for joining us for another insightful episode of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Theodore Henry. Here at the JIS, we make it our duty to provide you with current information that brings awareness to different programs and initiatives happening in our country. So if you'd like to learn more, be sure to stay with us. We'll be back after these messages.
The heat, the dryness, and the desperate need for some cool air. All signs that summer is near. School doors are about to be locked, and parents may not know what to do with their flock. Well, here's a summary thing to do. Register your child in the Jamaica 4-H Club's summer camp at the Denby 4-H Center. It's happening under the theme, Using Agriculture to Promote Discipline. The camp will run from July 10 to 15 for children aged 12 to 18. Come prepared to have lots of fun and participate in activities such as Culture Night, Sports Day, agro-related training, agro-processing lab experience, and farming, to name a few. Register now at any 4-H parish office.
As Jamaica, I have to make a special shout out to Mr. Audrey Bartley, who was the winner of the CARICOM competition to design the logo for CARICOM at 50. It is here emblazoned on absolutely everything. Andre, you would be so proud. Your work is on mugs, your work is on caps, your work is on banners, your work is on everything. And it gives Prime Minister and myself and the whole Jamaican delegation a special feeling of pride every time we see the logo, as it is exhibited here, but it is everywhere.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, July 6, 2023. Single applicants can now access a bigger loan from the National Housing Trust, NHT, as the entity seeks to deliver more benefits to contributors and improve their ability to afford homes. Up to $8.5 million is now available for qualified single applicants subject to affordability. This amount can only be used towards purchasing a property selling for $12 million or less.
We do realize that prices are heading in a particular direction, and where the NHT can make adjustments to meet the affordability needs of our contributors, we will make those adjustments.
This is among several new loan ceilings that took effect on July 1. Open market and build on own land BOL loans are moving from $6.5 million to $7.5 million. House lot, home improvement, 10-plus and 15-plus loans have increased from $2.5 to $3.5 million. NHT's Assistant General Manager for Corporate Communications and Public Affairs, Dwayne Burbick, says the trust has also automated some of its services, including the process of obtaining an eligibility letter. Mr. Burbick was speaking at a recent JIS think tank. Government will be spending approximately $400 million to increase the fleet of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, for the start of the new school term in September. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz says the money is to carry out repairs to buses, which should help the JUTC increase its total fleet to 310 buses. This will include the 50 new buses expected to arrive by next Monday.
I can say that before I came here this morning, I got the name of the vessel and tracked it for myself, as I've been hearing about this vessel arriving for about 6 weeks. And I can indicate that the vessel is now entering the Panama Canal. Once it passes through there, it will take about 2 days to get to Jamaica. So I expect it here between Friday and Monday.
Minister Vaz provided the update during Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House. In addition, he says the government will continue its compressed natural gas CNG fuel diversification program and energy efficiency initiatives for JUTC buses. A framework agreement signed with New Fortress Energy allows for the use of more CNG buses.
So we are now looking at the possibility of increasing and maximizing that to 150 compressed natural gas buses with a view of converting Portmore into a CNG hub as the depot is there, while we test electric buses.
The Transport Minister adds that 3 electric charging stations will be installed and training will be provided for JUTC staff by the suppliers of the electric buses. In other transport news, motorists traveling on the Edward Seaga Highway will see no increase in existing toll rates until August 20. Portfolio Minister Darrell Vaz says the agreement to delay the increase resulted from discussions the ministry had with operating company Jamaica North-South Highway Company Limited and the National Road Operating and Constructing Company NROC.
I'm still at the table and hoping that there may be the possibility of an extension to that August 20th date. However, that is not confirmed yet, but it is still on the table from the government side to try, but to thank the Jamaica North-South Highway for their kind gesture of agreeing to defer the increase for the Edward Seaga Highway.
Minister Vaz has also sought to clarify the toll rate adjustments for the Portmore and PJ Patterson highways, which took effect on July 1. He says there is no increase for Class 1 customers on the Portmore toll road. Several discounts and incentives are available to T-Tag customers and are now extended to all toll plazas.
In essence, what it is encouraging is obviously persons who use the highways frequently to use a tag rather than to pay every time they go through.
The National Works Agency NWA has commenced a comprehensive drain cleaning program across multiple communities in Clarendon. It forms part of the NWA's routine maintenance program and is expected to improve the ability of the various stormwater systems to assist in mitigating the impact of flooding. So far, 5 locations have already undergone drainage cleaning, namely Freetown to Four Paths at Cherry Tree Lane, Canaan Heights Drain along the Maypen to Hayes Roadway, Four Paths Drain at Bustamante Highway, Denby Crescent Drain, and Clarendon Garden Drain. 10 other locations are expected to benefit as part of the program, which represents a significant investment of over $27 million. The drain cleaning exercise is expected to be finalized by the end of July. The Ministry of Education and Youth is reporting a 43% decline in teacher resignation from January to June this year when compared to the same period last year. Portfolio Minister Fable Williams made that announcement as she responded to concerns about the number of educators leaving the classroom in pursuit of greener pastures.
So in January to June 2022, our internal figures show 506 resignations versus 287. These are the numbers.
The minister says strategies that were employed last year to assist schools in filling vacancies will continue this year. She points out that the ministry has access to 88 teachers through the Youth Scholarship Program, 10 from the Build Out of Science Teachers Program, 70 from Cuba, and over 1,000 who are expected to complete program studies from teachers' colleges.
We're also adding this year for the first time a job recruitment platform to which both schools and teachers looking for positions, they can meet each other in the virtual space, meaning you can upload your resume to the job recruitment platform. Jobs can be advertised there as well.
Minister Williams gave the update during yesterday's post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House. And finally, 6,500 young people will participate in this year's Youth Summer Employment Program, YSEP, to begin July 17. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie says improvements will be made to the program this year. Participants will continue to work with technology to map the country's road network in addition to other tasks.
We will still continue the audits on street lights. We will still continue to do the audit on illegal garages across the country. Last year, based on that audit that was conducted, it was estimated that in the corporate area alone, within a small geographical location in the corporate area, there was close to 1,500 illegal garages operating.
Participants are being urged to use the program to build character and strength as well as their sense of responsibility.
This is the foundation for you to move forward into a working world. You would be surprised to know that since this program started in 2016, more than 100 YSEP workers have gained permanent employment in municipalities across the country.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Jamaicaeye can help you protect our citizens.
Jamaicaeye will play a part in increasing your public safety.
Jamaicaeye is part of an island-wide network of camera surveillance systems designed to increase the safety of you, our citizens. If you have a camera system outside your home or office facing a public space, log on to jamaicaeye.gov.jm today. Jamaicaeye, we're all connected. The Ministry of National Security, creating a safer and prosperous Jamaica.
The Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica is reiterating the call for developers and stakeholders in the construction sector to ensure that proper due diligence is done before constructing any building. This will guarantee the structural integrity of buildings.
High-rise buildings are buildings above 10 stories. Mid-rise are between 5 and 9, and low-rise is below 4, 1 to 4. Now, we have a lot of mid-rise and low-rise buildings. We have a few high-rise buildings. When it comes down to high-rise and what we call soft story buildings, those are the buildings with the open basement parking that is very common for the apartments especially. What we recommend is that they are designed, as was emphasized earlier, by an engineer, especially for the structural components. And those engineers must follow a code. It could have been the ACI code, or some persons might use the British code to design. But whichever code you use, you must be guided and provide the contractors or the constructors with enough information to execute. Now, some of the guidelines for simpler buildings, like a bungalow, we recommend that the rebars or the steel that they use be corrugated. We used to use the mild steel bars, but over the years we realized that the corrugated bars provide a better strength for the tensile aspect of the building. Corrugated bars are what you will see at the hardware with the grooves on the bar. So the plain bars are without the grooves, and the corrugated bars are the one with the grooves around the perimeter, the circumference of the bar. The problem is you cannot really design to prevent earthquake, in a sense, because the sine wave and the other factors that comes with the wave, the most you can do is to probably focus on some critical areas. Critical areas for the building is like the column and the foundation. And of course, if your soil type is bad, if it's clay, it is a bad soil type, and so your foundation type has to be different.
We ask developers, we ask persons who have an interest to develop land, that, and even overwater structures and sea, we ask that you adhere to the policies and the guidelines that we would have presented in the different policies, guidelines that the National Environment and Planning Agency has. We have the development order, we have different protections and acts that we regulate. We have the Natural Resources Conservation Act, we have Wildlife Act, we have several acts. We have a plethora of policies, guidelines, and we have a what I would call a structured legislative framework that can guide persons, and we request and ask that persons adhere to these regulations and these laws that we have. They're here to protect you, and they're here to guide you and how you develop your natural and built spaces, and also to ensure that we have soundness in our development and also to protect our people.
We ask the citizenry to have your buildings designed by the reputable persons, whether it be architects or engineers, and have the construction executed by a reputable constructor or contractor. There are some fundamental areas inside of the building that we expect the constructors to focus on in the event of an earthquake, and these areas are the foundation and the columns. Those are critical to keep the buildings up while there's an earthquake. So we ask that the junctions where you can have shear taking place be properly constructed in order to have the building lasting longer to allow the citizen or the occupant to leave the building.
In the event of an earthquake, we must be always mindful of the fact that one, you cannot move, or you should not be moving about when the shaking takes place. Duck, cover and hold until after the shaking stops. After the shaking stops, if you see the need, then you can call the nearest fire station, 110, or most important, 112 if you don't have any signal. So if the cell service goes, you will see your cell phone saying emergency calls only. Once you press the call sign, it will take you to 112. 112 will automatically take you to the country that you're in, to the emergency services, and it will get assistance to you. But most importantly, persons need to know the number for their nearest fire station.
In STEM, the teaching is learn by doing. So students don't learn by you telling them what to do, but they actually are able to use that hands-on approach to learn about what it is that they're doing. So for example, we're teaching about light, and we talk about what is light, so you give them a little bit of a background. You find out what they know as well, and then you are now actually creating something. You're making a model. You're using art, you're using science, you're using technology. So you're able to integrate these different disciplines so that students can walk away with the different process skills. In order for them to create, they have to go through a process. They have to think, they have to problem solve. And that is how you get the critical thinking skills and the creativity coming out, these 21st century skills. That is how they're able to actually do it.
Through the Jamaica Single Window for Trade, JSWIFT, the Trade Board has streamlined the export and import processes for greater efficiency.
Committed to improving and simplifying the processes of cross-border trade, Jamaica is now fully implementing the Jamaica Single Window for Trade, JSWIFT.
JSWIFT is a single portal which allows for traders or their agents to submit applications to the respective border regulatory agencies. That is to obtain a certificate or permit, any sort of approval that is involved in cross-border trade.
The aim is to transition the physical paper documentations through a seamless interconnected online access point with the over 20 cross-border regulatory agencies in Jamaica. Effective August 23, 2021, all exporters or their brokers requiring a certificate of origin from the Trade Board Limited must submit their application using the Jamaica Single Window for Trade, JSWIFT. Therefore, all locally manufactured goods and agricultural produce for export must have an authorized certificate of origin. This is in order to access and obtain preferential treatment in other territories and markets. A certificate of origin is a declaration form indicating the country in which the commodity or goods are manufactured. This document also provides details about the product and the country it is being exported to.
The JSWIFT system now brings a fully digitalized service where all of that can be done from the convenience, whether it is your home, your office, or wherever it is. And also the services that are being carried out by the respective BRAs, those can be fulfilled within the same ecosystem or same ecospace. And of course, the approved permit or certificate can be retrieved electronically. So there's no more moving in terms of physical dropping off of documents, etc. All of that is being done online.
The Trade Board Limited, TBL, one of the authorized border regulatory agencies for approving certificates of origin, reviews the trader or agent application and grants approval. The trader or agent is then able to print the approved certificate of origin using the JSWIFT system.
When our clients submit certificates online, those certificates are automatically assigned to an officer for processing. And what we do is that we log into the system and we retrieve the documents that are assigned to us. We check information for the company that is exporting the products. We also do a check to ensure that all items have been approved by Trade Board Limited and that these items are really deemed certified for exports.
The trader or agent prepares the JSWIFT Certificate of Origin application to obtain preferential treatment under the relevant trade agreements. The trader or agent then pays for the application and await the feedback from TBL.
The feedback from our client is that this is a preferred method because they are always indicating to us that they want online, no physical document to be submitted to them. JSWIFT and Nebria, our primary client, would submit the document to us online by email for us to prepare a certificate of origin for CARICOM, various CARICOM countries. What we normally do is we prepare the CARICOM invoice, we scan that document online, and then we go on JSWIFT platform and we prepare the certificate of origin. This normally takes about 10-15 minutes, after which we submit for payment. Once the document is paid, then it takes about 24 hours for the process to be prepared, after which we submit this document to our client.
Leading the implementation of JSWIFT is the Jamaica Customs Agency. It's also the host and operator of the platform in partnership with cross-border regulatory agencies. The benefits of traders include greater convenience and faster processing time, online application, payment and approval, online access to the approved certificate of origin, plus a system-generated CARICOM invoice. JSWIFT, your window to trade.
Motorists, please look out for us when we are crossing the road.
Effective customer service is important in all government entities that provide services to the public. The most basic customer interaction can affect an organization's reputation and their customer relationships. Here are 7 elements of service excellence that will improve your service delivery. Timeliness and effectiveness. Service providers must provide prompt and accurate service in a timely manner. Effective communication. Appropriate channels should be provided to make information readily accessible and collect customer feedback. Proficiency and competency. Service providers must have the relevant technical expertise and customer service skills to satisfy the customer's needs. Responsiveness. Service providers must be quick to adapt and adopt changes to improve service to customers. Customer and people-centric. Service providers must identify and respond to the needs of their customers, whether through technological or environmental changes. Professionalism. The acceptable behaviors and attitudes that form the culture of the organization should include respect and courtesy to all customers. Service standards. Government-wide standards should be developed by the public sector and applied to each ministry, department, or agency for which the organization should be held accountable. All government entities should use the Service Excellence Policy to guide service delivery and establish a culture of service excellence in the public sector. To access the Service Excellence Policy, please visit the Public Sector Modernization Division's website today.
Over the last few years, the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service has been working to make the national budget more accessible to all Jamaicans, particularly our youth. Here's what you should know.
A budget, by necessity, involves intergenerational compromise. And that intergenerational compromise has to be fair and equitable. If we tilt it too much in any one direction, it generates inequity in our country. If we take all of the money and we spend it on people who have retired, it means nothing for today or for tomorrow. If we take all of our money and we spend it on things today, we just put it in salaries, which is just for today, then it means we have no investment for the future. And you, students of today, represent our future. As we seek to improve our economy and to grow economic output, the surest way to do that is through investment in human capital development.
To get your copy of the Citizen's Guide to the Budget 2023 to 2024, visit the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service on its website at mof.gov.jm/resources.
We have come to the end of our show for today. Join us again tomorrow when we bring you another informative program. In the meantime, stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or via tweet at JIS News. You may also find us on all the major social media platforms and through our mobile app that's both Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the production crew, I'm Theodore Henry. Take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.